It's your girl Charles, and welcome back to another episode of Mama Drama Podcast. Today we are joined by the lovely Alicia. And we have a very, very special guest, Whitney. Hey! So if you guys don't know where Whitney is from Teen Mum UK. Can we just give her a round of applause? Yes!
Amazing.
Thank you so much, Whitney, for agreeing to come and record this podcast with us. Guys, make sure if you are not subscribed, you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video, and let's just get straight into it. So I've got the dry game. She's like,
it's because it's dry. Go on.
Okay, so just a quick this or that. Off the cuff questions. Literally, we want the responses ASAP. Okay? So quick 5 questions. Instagram, TikTok. McDonald's or KFC?
McDonald's.
Mercedes or BMW?
Oh, BMW.
BMW, that was really good.
The leather seats.
You like the leather seats?
Yeah. I was just about to ask, why BMW? And you just said it anyway.
Do you know what it is? I'm starting my driving lessons soon.
Okay.
I can't be a walking babe in this weather anymore, in this country. No. I've been seeing, when you start, wanting to learn how to drive, you start noticing cars or which type of car you want to see.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the BMW with the leather seats. I'm thinking, when that's in my pay bracket, I would be wanting to get one of those.
No, it's good to have, what's those things you call mood boards, vision boards?
Vision boards. I'm big on vision boards.
I do on Pinterest.
Do a vision board. Yeah. Put that car that you want on there, and you will get it.
Yeah,
but you got to put a time, like the time when you want it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So listen to that. Well, guys, that was a very quick fire, because normally they take forever, because I chime in and I say, what about this? So I'm not going to do that today. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Myself.
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Whitney, as you obviously know. I got pregnant at 16 and gave birth at 17 to a little boy called Khalil. I'm from Zimbabwe and Nigeria. I'm trying to think of things to say.
Those are interesting.
So we can work off that already.
100%.
Yeah.
So what was it like finding out that you were pregnant at 16?
Oh my gosh. I wanted the earth to open up and swallow me. My mum's Zimbabwean, my dad's Nigerian. They don't play about these type of things. So I was so scared, because my mum worked away for little bits of time. So I would be, I'd be at home going to college. My boyfriend would come round. And what teenagers do, teenagers did. Mm-hmm. And then a baby ended up being created. So I was terrified. It was the most scariest time of my life. Because my mum, she's my biggest supporter. But at the same time, she's my biggest motivator. She wants me to do so well. So for me to get pregnant so young, I was scared. Oh my gosh, is she going to kick me out? Is she going to send me back to Zim? Is she going to, I don't know. So many things were going through my head. And then when it came down to telling her, it wasn't as big as I thought it was. Mm-hmm. She was like to me, do what you think is right for you. I'm not going to make you make A decision or B decision, because if you end up regretting that decision, I don't want you to end up hating me for it. So it was really helpful that she was so supportive, like when I told her. The way that I told her though.
How did you tell her? Sorry.
So a few weeks before she had come back from work, I had taken a pregnancy test. I took a few pound ones, and then I thought, no, this is cheap. It's going to be faulty. But it was positive. And then I took a clear blue in big black writing, pregnant 3+. I was like, oh, this isn't a joke anymore. This isn't a joke. I'm pregnant. And then I showed my boyfriend, and he was like, oh. And I was like, what do you mean? Oh, the same repercussions for me aren't going to be the same for you, because he's white. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, okay. And then when she came back, I was acting. I was going, Mom, I don't know what's been happening with me. I'm having hot flushes.
I bet you was. You were like, I feel sick. I don't know what's going on. I'm so tired. I think it's because I just ain't been eating properly.
Exactly that. And then she was like to me, have you been unwell recently? Go and take a pregnancy test. She was like to me, I'm not stupid. Like, I used to be a teenager as well. Like, you're not the only teenager.
I'm so sorry.
Mum was on it.
Honestly.
Mum was on it.
She knew.
She had a lived experience in this. That's why.
Mother intuition.
Yeah,
I know. And then what I did was, the test that I'd taken a few days ago that was already saying like positive, whatnot. I'd gone into the bathroom, stayed there for 4 or 5 minutes, pretended to take it, and I wrapped it in tissue. I went, Mum, I want you to open it. I already knew it said positive. Oh yeah, before I went into the bedroom, I pushed my boyfriend in, and I was like, you go first. You got us into this situation. You're going to sit closer to her so I can sit further. In case I need to
run.
You need to be my martyr. In case I need to get out, you need to do this. And then I gave it to her while he was sat next to her. I sat on the furthest end of the bed next to the door. I had my plan ready in case I needed to go. She opened it. She went, Aisha, you're pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? Oh my God. The whole time I knew there was something in my belly. I really knew there was something in my belly.
Hold on, does your mum know the story?
She knows it
She
now.
Oh, okay, good. So she knows now.
Don't want her watching this and then
She's
she
on
finds
TikTok and
out.
stuff. She'll scroll
She'll-
and find
and
Whitney.
then find.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you then, quick question. How did your Nigerian father take the news?
Do you know what? This was the one I was most scared about because he's in Nigeria at the time, so it's not like he can drive down and come and shout at me or anything. He asked, he went, "Oh, congratulations, my love." He went to me, "Is it a boy or girl?"
I'm even shocked.
I was like, "Did someone hack your phone?" What do you mean congratulations? Where's the like you're gonna ruin your life, this and this and this? Because this is all I was thinking my parents were gonna say, like, what have you done? Like, this is so bad. They were so supportive. And I shouldn't even be questioning it. I should be thanking God they were this supportive. But yeah, I got off really easy.
But culturally though, we would expect because even me and Shells are like looking at each other like, what?
Yeah.
Your dad did what?
I was gonna say, I don't even think I could tell them that I was sexually active. Like,
But then
at
to
that
know that I
age.
was being sexually active,
Yeah.
correct, the baby.
Exactly. All of those things.
yeah,
Where are you guys from?
the Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
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 I understand.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. So when you're saying this, I'm thinking, what? That was that. Congratulations.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I don't want to say my mum's westernized, but she's become accustomed to this type of culture. She left what she learned in Zimbabwe. She didn't leave it fully, but she left what she learned in Zimbabwe because she thought to herself, I'm raising kids in the UK. I can't use the same ways that I use in Zimbabwe here. Otherwise, they're going to turn against me. They're going to be doing worse. They're going to be doing A, B, C, D. Rather than if I have an open policy relationship with them, they can come to me, feel comfortable to tell me these things. So even though it was so scary to tell her, she was the first person I wanted to tell, and it was easiest to tell her. And with my dad, he just wants me to be happy because like he's in Nigeria, I'm in the UK. We don't see each other. We only talk online. So like for him to go, what have you done? He knew I would just block him.
Yeah.
I know that's not something you do to your parents, especially in our culture. But I would have just blocked him.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not the first teen mum. I'm not gonna be the last.
Yeah.
Like it's happened now. Let's just
Move on
Embrace
from that
it.
situation.
Yeah.
So bodily changes. Sorry, you're 16 because that you're literally a teenager.
Baby.
You're
And
a baby
body,
girl.
and your body is still changing at 16. It's not even fully there
my
yet.
warm body hadn't come in.
No.
I think I've got my warmer body now though. I was a 30-60 before pregnancy. I'm a 40 double J now. No, double G.
Whoa.
Wow,
If
wowzers.
that. I went into
Wow.
Ann Summers. They couldn't find a bra that fit me.
Oh
I
my
went online.
goodness.
Couldn't find a bra that fit me.
My goodness. So just talk to us through like some of the changes that you experienced at 16 and that you like noticed happening, just in case we've got some young watchers tuning in.
So where I wasn't a slim girl, but I wasn't like as big as I am now. So when my stomach was expanding, I just noticed stretch marks. Like they were like running like a race to see which one could get the highest. I had stretch marks all over my stomach. My stomach's become, I don't care now because I've raised a life in there. My stomach's become a bit loose. My boobs aren't as perky as they were. What else can I think of? My feet grew a little bit.
Really? I've heard that.
It does. So you know when you put on weight, your
Yeah.
feet actually grow, and when you lose weight, your feet shrink. If you didn't know,
I
because it
didn't
happened to
know
me
that.
when I lost weight.
But
My
as
foot
in
shrunk. Yeah, the length.
length.
Yeah,
I was
Wow.
like a 7.5. I'm an 8 now. 8 and a half. Yeah.
And they don't shrink back.
they do. They
Oh,
can shrink back.
Okay.
But you have to
Mine
lose.
haven't.
No, but you have to lose a lot of weight.
I haven't done that yet.
No, but it can go. It can actually just
Yeah,
change size in accordance to your weight. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
So in regards to like your body changing and then you getting the stretch marks and stuff, because I've got stretch marks as well, and I know like black people will say make sure you cream. Did you cream a lot? Because for me, I creamed and it didn't make no
used
difference.
The cocoa butters, like even when I was pregnant, I was using the pregnancy stretch mark cream, the bio oil, the what's it called? There was this maternity butter that I got every butter I could buy. I was making my baby dad buy, get me this. It was like, do you even need this? Get it for me. My body's changing, not yours.
Yeah.
I was applying it like layers and layers. Still got
And it's still.
And this is my thing, right? The only reason I'm touching on this is I think sometimes as mums, we're told, oh, you didn't do it right in the first place. You didn't use all the creams, didn't do all the stuff, and this is why you got stretch marks. Actually, sometimes genetically, just how we're made up means that we're just going to get stretch marks.
Yeah.
Irrespective of all
what?
those creams, because I use a bio oil, I use Coke, and none of them things worked,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And sometimes our skin, as having black skin as well, it loses the
Elasticity.
right? So then that happens as well. So I'm glad that you said that, and also you just open the body type of thing, because actually a lot of mums feel a certain way, and especially if you're
really
young,
insecure,
you're gonna feel really insecure about it as well.
I remember when I first gave birth, like, do you know, like when you've just given birth, when I had your C-section, you've still got like the baby
heaviness.
pouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just cried. I just stood and cried in the mirror. I've obviously just made a life. I'm getting teary thinking about it now. I was just looking at my body and I was thinking, but now when I'm thinking about it, almost a year, you've made a whole human. And most women do this like in their mid-20s. You've done it at 17. Like your body's never going to be the same. You should be like appreciative that, like, sorry, I might have said that word wrong, but appreciate that your baby's healthy. You managed to carry that pregnancy to full term. Nothing happened to you while you were giving birth. And now I just look at it as like, oh, okay. Got a few lines there. Cool. That's it.
It means that you earn your stripes.
Yeah.
I definitely do think that mindset might come with a little bit more maturity, but then even still as a mother, I look at myself and I'm like, my gosh, is this what's happened to me? Why? Yes. And then you get the go to the gym or eat healthily, but then it's like your body's done something so drastically changing. So it's just like, you just have to take time with yourself and love yourself and speak kindly to yourself. But 16, were you in college? I'm going back to that 16 because were you in college?
I was in college, yeah.
Okay.
So
what happened? You found out you were pregnant. Did you continue your college education or did you have to drop out? What did that look like for you?
So in the beginning, I was hiding it from everyone, but it became like kind of apparent when I was going into lessons. I was having to go straight home. I had really bad morning sickness, and it wasn't just happening in the morning. And I was traveling like 40 minutes to my college to be leaving that same lesson because I was having to run out and try and catch the stick in the toilet because I could tell my saliva was getting loose. I was getting hot. Had to run out the classroom, and then I had a meeting with my what's it called? Do you know the people the wellbeing team basically? Okay. And told them I'm pregnant, and they were like, okay, so what we can do is we could like kind of defer you, like you come again when you're ready. The plan was for me to start in January, like when my child was 4 months old. When I contacted them in January, they were like, well, the course has already kind of gone past now. We can't really have you back for January. And I was like, it really broke my heart because I was so determined to try and like only be a year behind my friends. And it's not even just keeping up with my friends, but like for myself, I didn't want to be too behind. And then they were like, yeah, sorry about that, basically, in an email. So what I did was I applied to another college and then I've just started this September. So I'm back in full-time college.
Oh, congrats. Well done for sticking it through and persevering because I would have been like, oh, yeah, I'm not even going to bother, which is what you could feel like very like, what's the point anymore?
And disheartened, isn't it? Because they promised you something and then you're thinking, this is my next path, it's okay. And then, to get up and go. Yeah, it's really good.
What were your friends' reaction?
Oh my gosh. My friend Michelle.
Best friend?
Best friend. Yeah. She, what's it called? I think, do you know, it's mad. Because I could say this and people are thinking, oh, she's just chatting. She told me she had a dream that I was pregnant. This was before I told her I was pregnant.
Sorry, she's a dreamer.
I'm a dreamer and a believer. Yeah, she ain't crazy. Yeah, she's your soul sister. Yeah, sorry, I just need to say that.
Okay.
She's your soul sister.
Yeah, so she went to me. She called me one day. I was like, Whitney, are you pregnant? I was like, this was before I told her. I was like, no. Like, what are you talking about? And I ended the call quickly. Oh, my mum's calling me. I've got to go. A few days later, I've now told her, and she goes, Whitney, I knew it. I told you I'd had this dream. And I was like, yeah, surprise. A few months, gonna have a baby. I was even on the phone to her when I went into labour. Like, wow. I was screaming down the phone, and she was like, oh, sorry, sister. Next time you learn to wait a little bit. Yeah, it's crazy.
Did anyone like treat you differently at college or like stop talking to you or kind of like ostracize you from your friendship groups?
To be fair, the time that I left college, I was still very early on, so not a lot of people knew.
Okay.
But one of my other friends, Anta, I love her, but she went to get me a pregnancy test because I was like throwing up. I just couldn't leave my house, so she went to she did it after college. Mm-hmm. She was with a bunch of people. She was so she got the pregnancy test, and everyone was shouting, Anta, who's that for? Someone went, is that for Whitney? And then she kept quiet. Then obviously now you're keeping quiet. You haven't said no. You haven't dismissed it. They're gonna think it's for me. Like, I now had that day. I now had people messaging me, are you pregnant? And I was like, where'd you hear that from? What are you talking about? What's pregnancy? Whole time there's a baby kicking around, moving around. And it's annoying because it got to a point where so many people knew and they just kept asking me. And I didn't want to keep denying my child. But at the same time, I wanted to keep that part of my business to me until I was ready to share it with people. Because I knew the judgment that was to come and stuff like that. And even, it must have been 5 months, I saw my friend Michelle's mum in town. This sounds so bad. But what I did was I was wearing like a crop top. Well, I was
Listen, you did what you had to do. Yeah?
Absolutely. Because obviously you now have the whole thing when you're ready to reveal your pregnancy. So everyone does their pregnancy announcements lavishly on Instagram whenever they're ready to do so. So there's that you shouldn't have felt no pressure at that point in time.
No.
But I just couldn't imagine, you know how like it's quite bitchy in school and stuff like that, and very cliquey, and people talk about each other. So oh gosh, guess what? Whitney's pregnant. Huh? Look at her. Do you know what I mean? So I can imagine that, just trying to conceal that and keeping it to yourself. And how did your boyfriend's family react to the news?
We think alike, you know.
yeah.
I
How?
think I send her messages sometimes.
You're gonna laugh. So how old were we? I was 16, he was 17. We were two whatless teenagers watching Netflix, just doing rubbish. So
Netflix
what's it
and
called?
chill, isn't it? That's what you were doing. I see you.
Oh my gosh. So when I took the pregnancy test, the clear blue that said pregnant 3 months, he sent it to the WhatsApp group chat.
The family, what's up?
His mum's first reaction was, "Oh my gosh, congratulations! Time to get a job now." I went, fair enough.
That's so good.
Because me, I worked up until I was 8 months pregnant because my mum, she's got a, what's it called, 2-bed flat with all, because I've got a little brother as well. With all 5 of us, we were not going to fit in that flat. So we had to work and work and work, and then we got our own place eventually.
Oh, congratulations. No, that's really good. And that does deserve, it's possible, guys. You can do it. Yeah, hard work.
It's called hard work.
Yeah. Well done. So what were your shifts like working whilst pregnant? Because I'm just trying to gauge it from being like a really young person. Obviously, we do it as adults.
This is what I'm saying. I've done all of this as an adult, and I found it very challenging. Shells did the same as an adult, like working right up until the point, trying to stack money right until the point. We both kind of did the same thing. But doing that at such a young age, did it just come from yourself, or was it a thing? Because I know that I felt in my time, and I'm sure for you as well, it was about letting your parents down as well. For me, it was like, I need to do what I need to do, and I want to prove myself. And how I'm going to prove myself is by making sure all my stuff is done. Sorted. But if I'm 16, 17, I have to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to be... I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be thinking the same. I'll be maybe thinking, Mum, Dad, you
help me.
Spare a bit of change.
No,
you guys did a lot. How was that behind it?
It's a thing like where we've got pregnant and it's like the baby's been asked for this. You can't now bring it into a life you've not prepared for because you've got 9 months to work. You've either got 9 months to work, or obviously it's not possible for everyone to do this, but you've either got 9 months to work or 9 months to sit down and just look around thinking, oh, I'm gonna have a baby. And I didn't want to keep asking for my mum because she didn't get me pregnant. She didn't encourage me to get pregnant. So it's like I didn't want to keep getting handouts from my mum. I wanted to work for something because I've got a life now, somebody that's dependent on me, and I can't keep asking, Mum, can you just give me 200 for the cot? Mum, can you give me 200 for this? And on top of that, where I've been working at this place for quite a while, I would be entitled to maternity leave if I'd obviously worked long enough. Yeah. So did that as well.
Oh, that's perfect.
You've done all the maths. You mathed it all out. Yeah.
Because I applied for every single thing I could get. You could get the maternity grant that gave you £500 because it's stuff that's not common knowledge to the public. You can get a maternity grant of £500. I used that to go straight for my cot, the baby cot, the what's it called, some towards the bed, because it's not cheap moving out.
Absolutely not.
I really underestimated it because I thought, oh, it's just rent, Wi-Fi. Oh. But that's what the council bill come in, water bill, the gas, the electric. I understand why my mum was always shouting at me, turn off the lights, turn off the cooker.
Yeah, it's adulting is not a joke, and it's not for the faint-hearted.
Let's say that.
I was going to say I wish I could go back to 16, but not 16 and being a mum. I'm not going to lie to you at all. Okay, so you give birth. You're not really into your body. You're not feeling yourself as you were. You weren't snatched and young anymore. Did you?
Young.
I mean, snatched. Yeah, young. Sorry, but you get home. What are your feelings? What are your moods, emotions? Like, how are you feeling? Because there is a thing called postpartum depression.
When I was called at the time, so I gave birth a few days earlier than I was expected. So I ended up going back to my mum's because our place wasn't ready yet. So she was amazing. Anytime he would cry, she would be coming out in the night to get him, and she'd be making him bottles. She'd be bathing him, just helping me out while I was recovering those first few days. And I remember one night, I woke up and my breast milk had come in, but I just started crying again the next day because I couldn't get him to latch on. He was crying, I was crying. I was just a hormonal mess. It was so bad. And in regards to postnatal depression, I think it's only hit me now, like once I've gone through it, that I might have had it at some point, because you don't notice while it's happening, because you think you're fine. Every mother wants to tell themselves, I'm fine, I'm not going to get postnatal depression, I love my baby, I can do this. But when you're looking back on it, it's like all those nights I spent crying, that's not normal. All those nights I was down, I didn't want to leave the house. I think it's a bit baby blues.
Yeah. It's not a nice feeling or period at all. It's really difficult. Did you feel like you were supported by your boyfriend? So doing like the night feeds and the routines and the nappy changing, what was that all like?
You know what? He was an amazing partner in regards to that, but it's really hard because at some point I was determined to just fully breastfeed, so he wouldn't have been able to help me anyway, because I wanted to fully feed from the breast.
Okay.
But then when I decided to start combi feeding, it was a battle every night. So we had a few weeks where we were sleeping in separate bedrooms, because I would be waking him up. He didn't want to wake up, and I'll be proper nudging him, like, babe, it's your turn. Wake up. He would go to the bedroom, and then when it's his turn, he'd set his alarm, come and get the baby. We just want to sleep in the same bedroom.
Wow.
And the issue is, well, we're so young, we don't have any sort of emotional maturity. But we have some, but not as much as like a 20 or 30-year-old would have, because they've had time to to be in proper relationships, how to know how to communicate properly. That's another thing with teen pregnancies. If you haven't been in a relationship, like, I want to say 5+ years, you don't know each other that well. A year or two, you're still getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So where a baby was chucked into the mix, it's like, we've got to learn to grow together while also keeping the child alive. So
Have you found that
that's a
then?
lot. Long story short, we're now co-parenting.
Okay.
Don't have kids young, guys.
Disclaimer.
This is the message. So how did that come to an end then, if you don't mind me asking?
It was the communication. We were arguing so much as the baby was getting bigger as well. We were arguing over such little things, and it stopped having anything to do with the baby or the night feeds and stuff. We just didn't communicate well. Like, it would be silly, really stupid things like, can you wash the baby bottles? I've done them in the past 3 nights. And he's like, oh, like, if you hadn't told me, I would have done it by now. Well, no, you would have just done it when I'd asked. And I felt like I was becoming a nag, and I shouldn't have to nag someone that's grown, essentially. He's not grown, but you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, we just decided it would be best, because like, we didn't want to do this thing where, you know, a lot of our parents did it, like, they would stay in a relationship just for the sake of the children, and it doesn't help anyone, it doesn't help anything. But I just see it now as we're best friends who had a baby, because we're still in contact. He still sees his dad, and I will never be the mum that will go, oh, because I don't like your dad, you're not seeing your dad. Because that's my holiday time taken away.
I like that.
Yeah, that's
My
a good way of
holiday
looking at
time.
holiday time taken away.
I got blessed with his dad, because a lot of dads, like young dad as well, I'm sorry to say the truth, but they're just deadbeats. Once they're done with the relationship, they're just
Done with
done
everything.
with everything, even
Yeah.
the kid. And it's like, I could call him and ask, oh, can you send me this amount so I can get this stuff for Khalil's nursery? And he would send it, no questions asked. Instead of going, I want a receipt, I want you to show me this, this, and this, or no.
He sounds really mature, and
He
he's
does
like
sound
taken
mature.
on his role as a father really, like, seriously. That's really good, and I'm happy to hear there are positive co-parenting stories out
It took a
there,
while to get there.
guys.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we're getting there slowly.
So how old's your baby now?
He's just had one.
Do you remember 1-year-olds?
Oh my goodness, I don't want to go back. They're so cute. They are
The
cute.
monsters.
No, they're cute monsters.
Yeah,
like
so-
they're walking and they're just trying to say their words and they're pulling stuff down, but then
It's the movement. It's the
It's the-
touching of everything.
everything.
Your house
Oh.
is officially no longer your house.
It's like a war zone in there.
Yeah, and you won't get it back for a while.
Honestly,
Guys, check on your toddler mum friends, please. Check on them. They need it. Every day, it's like survival, just trying to keep him alive. He wants to jump off the couch. He's now
Yeah.
found his legs. He wants to climb onto my TV stand. He wants to pull down the TV off the wall.
Yeah.
I found him chewing my laptop cable the other day. It was up on the couch. I was thinking, how did you even get
They
that?
Yeah.
climb.
Yeah.
Be careful, they climb. My daughter used to be a climber. She used to do like the splits, standing up across the gate, and I'd find her and I'd be like, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You've got a good few more years, and my daughter's 4 now, and my house is still not my home.
Oh,
It's her home.
my condolences.
Thank
My-
you. Thank you.
How old are your kids?
I have an old child. I've got a 16-year-old turning 17 next month. Oh my gosh.
I know.
And I've got a 4-year-old.
massive gap, right?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I know. But she's got a young one as well.
Yeah, 4 going on 5, but literally 15. He went to a disco the other night.
Yeah.
I still can't believe it. But he went to a school
Oh
disco.
my
He had
gosh.
fun. He's cheeky. The more words they start using, you're gonna just
The
really,
rudeness.
really no. You'll get to know their personalities
yeah.
more, and that really flourishes and it comes through. Does your son go to nursery? I was going to say, how are you finding that whole transition from being at home with your baby, then starting nursery? Because that's a massive transition.
It was scary at first because I wanted to. I classed myself as a stay-at-home mum because when I wasn't in college, I was a stay-at-home mum. So for me to now jump to being in a routine, college, dropping off at nursery, the first few days were so rough. I was texting them because the nursery, they've got a phone that the parents can text on and they'll answer like 5 minutes tops. I was texting, is he okay? Has he eaten? Is he sleeping? Is he biting anyone? Is he drinking his milk? And I even called them like a few times and they would answer straight away and they're like, yeah, he's completely fine. It was harder for me to like just drop him off and go than it was for him. He didn't care. He would just look at me. Okay, now where the toys are. And another thing is it's hard because while it's so helpful to have childcare like 24/7, it also comes with all the illnesses. Because I almost didn't make it here today. Because yesterday,
Honestly,
them viral infections be flying around, innit?
seriously,
Don't
yesterday
stop.
I picked him up from nursery. He had like yellow in his eyes, pus.
oh
You
no.
think he might have conjunctivitis?
I bet they do.
And first hearing that, what's that? What's that? I don't know what this is. This was my first encounter with it. And then I called my mum. I was panicking, and she was like, "Oh no, it's all right. Like, how is he? Is he eating? Is he moving?" And I was like, "Yeah, he's still throwing things around my house, still breaking it. He's fine." And then I was just watching him over the day. He was a bit fussy at night, but he slept throughout the night. I woke up this morning, and that's what determined whether I was going to come or not. If he was like waking up with eyes that were shut closed, and he wasn't eating his food, he was fine. Didn't care. He was up in his cot ready.
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah, nursery is like I don't know,
Breeding
mayhem.
ground.
Yeah.
Breeding ground for germs.
Germs,
I've
yeah.
got chicken pox from there.
Same.
How many different type of viral infections? Every type of cough.
You
Yeah.
can think of cough. Yeah, literally every type of cough. You go through the whole
Literally the whole alphabet.
Yeah. So you got still loads more to
This
come.
first week, little pink spots. Oh, it's hand, foot, and mouth.
Oh
First
no.
week.
The first
didn't make
week.
it.
Oh my goodness.
And it's not like chicken pox. You get it once. You're now kind of immune to it. No, you can get it multiple times. I was I'm panicking.
But if I get some really, really young though, because he's quite young.
Yeah,
still, but
to
it's
get
good
that.
he gets some kind of young.
Just
Because then
Get this out of the way.
his body builds up a resistance.
Yeah.
to them.
Immunity. I was gonna ask, what is it like doing the nursery mum run, and have you made any connections with any other mums that attend nursery, and what do you find that like?
In the beginning, I got really scared because like I don't look young, but then I don't look like really old either. Still got kind of a young face, I guess. So I was scared they're going to be judging me, thinking, "Oh, is that your brother? Is that mum's? That what's it called? Nephew, cousin?" I'm thinking, no, it's mine. Gave birth to it, ripped my vagina for it. It's mine. But they're all really lovely, to be honest. Even his key workers, they didn't even bat an eye when I dropped them off. They were just like, "Oh, okay, cool. This is how it works." And the other mums, they're really nice as well. Because in the beginning, I thought they were like judging me. They were looking at me. They were smiling at me. I just didn't have my glasses on. They were waving at me. They were waving at me.
I get you though, yeah. Because when we wear glasses,
Do you see each other?
No, we can see each other now.
see each other
Yeah, but if I
now.
took my glasses off, yeah, it's a problem, isn't it? All right, yeah.
Because I could see like that. Like, it looks like they're pointing, but then they're just waving and smiling. And then I'll take it off. They're pointing. Because a few of them I even invited to his birthday party. A few of them turned up and it was just lovely. And they're all really supportive. We've all got the same problems. All of us, it doesn't matter how old we are as mothers, our kids are the same age. They're going through all the same things. Like we all have the same understanding as mothers. So yeah, it's quite nice. And I got lucky as well because my nursery, I'm not driving yet. I'm going to be doing my driving lessons very soon, God willing. My nursery is like 4-minute walk from my house.
Okay.
And I go
That's
straight to
nice.
college. The only annoying thing is I have to leave the buggy on the outside because there's no space inside. So when it rains, rain cover on the buggy, and I have to hope the buggy's not soaked.
Oh no.
So I don't have time to drop it back home and then
Go back to
Yeah.
college. Okay. And is he there for like a full day? So
Full day, yeah.
literally like what, 6 p.m?
8 to 4.
8 to 4, okay. That's not too bad.
The only annoying thing is I'm thinking of changing his nursery at some point because where he finishes at 4, my last lesson of the day will finish at 4:15. So I have to leave 3:20 and I miss a massive chunk of my lesson just to go back and pick him up.
Okay.
Yeah, change that. Yeah, because you know what? In the long run, he will benefit from it anyway because you need to kind of secure your education.
100%.
And in order to kind of do that, you got to try and make it work. Missing out on that big chunk is going to make a massive difference. So I would say, like, change it.
looking to do it like as soon as I've passed my test.
Mhm.
Because with a car right now, all the close like nurseries, they're like half an hour away by by bus, and that's how far away my college is. So it's really difficult for me. And then the other ones that I've viewed nearby, I just don't like them, so I wouldn't feel right leaving him in them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's difficult, especially like with me. I'm basically doing it mostly by myself, so it's difficult. I don't really have a choice.
I was just about to ask in terms of like your support network and what does that look like? Could somebody not pick him up, maybe dad, just to alleviate you from having those stressors?
Thing is, his dad, I think he's doing his test soon, so hopefully within
Okay.
the next coming year, I could call him up and be like, I need to finish this course, or I've got an exam. Can you get Khalil? And with my mum, she works away sometimes.
What about his mum?
Me?
No, his mum, as in your ex
Oh,
partner's
his
mum.
grandmum.
Yeah.
She works 9 to 5 every day.
Okay.
Yeah, both parents as well.
I was
So
going to
it's
say
really
because you are
difficult.
quite young, so they're quite young.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
Like even today, it's the first time I've like, apart from my mum, his dad, and maybe immediate family, this is the first time I've trusted one of my friends to look after him today. So now I'm realizing like I don't really have much of a support system. So say something, I can't speak. Sorry. Say something happens to me, like my mum's away, his dad's not answering, his other grandma's not answering. Like I need to start trusting more people with him in case I get into an accident. Can you please pick up Khalil? I'm dealing with something right now. So yeah, it's going well today, so I'm not too worried.
yeah, have you not received any messages? No.
I've got messages.
Okay.
The minute I left the house,
You
how
was
is he?
checking
Is he alright?
in. You was checking in, but
Just
they
taking
weren't.
pictures. Oh,
They
yeah.
weren't.
Yeah, try and do that more though. I think it's really important, especially to get time for yourself.
Yeah.
In order for you to do stuff for yourself, you have to start trusting other people.
I know.
If you can trust the nursery, you can trust
your
people
friends,
close to you.
yeah.
That's true.
And if they're willing to take, it's not you're begging.
Yeah.
If they say no, I have him, take it.
It's so silly. I always have this thing in my mind like, oh, I don't want to feel like I'm just handing them off to people when it's not that. Because a lot of the time my friends are begging, when can I watch Khalil? When can I watch Khalil? And I'm like, oh, maybe next month. Next month comes around. Maybe
And
next
it
month.
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It
It's not
takes
that I
a
don't trust
village.
them. It's just
It does take a village.
It takes a village. It takes a village.
learning that the hard way.
So you're still quite young. Are you thinking about having any more kids in future?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. But
It hasn't put you off this whole experience.
Apart from the contractions now.
Okay.
We never spoke about this. This is our
But-
part because I think I mentioned this to you
Yeah.
before. I want to know what your labour was like.
Oh, girl.
Come on, let's talk. What was your labour like?
I wanted to have this like Delulu. I want to have a water birth, starry night. None of that happened.
What happened?
What's it called? My contractions. I had this thing called group strep B.
I've never heard of it. What is it?
It's like a viral infection, but like it will pass once the baby's born. So as soon as my contractions started, I had to go straight into hospital. Where most women, they go in when they're like 4 or 5 centimeters dilated. It was like 2 minutes apart. I had to go in straight away. So they hooked me up to an IV drip, which stopped me from getting in the water. And then what's it called? My contractions were the worst things I've ever felt in my life. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. They were so bad. And I'm trying to think. See, I think I kind of blocked it out because it was that bad.
The trauma.
Okay, so did they give you? So you mentioned C-section. I heard you say before.
Yeah.
No, you never had a
Oh, no, I
C-section.
No,
had
you
natural.
didn't.
You had a natural baby. Yeah.
I had pethidine, and then have you had a peth?
To
But then
induce the...
for our listeners, what's
Oh,
pethidine?
sorry. I describe pethidine as like a baby. What's the one that goes up your back?
Epidural.
A baby epidural, because it doesn't fully numb you, but it will numb you for those hours it's in it, not your legs, just the abdomen area, because the gas and air wasn't hitting it for me. And gas and air is
It just gets you high, innit?
gets
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's a good high for a little while.
Oh, actually no, I remember my birth. Cool, let's continue.
Come on.
So she put pethidine in me
Pethidine.
because I was going, the gas in it isn't doing it, it's not doing it. I've now knocked out. They didn't tell me you're gonna fall asleep, and when you wake up, you will now be 10 centimeters dilated. I've woken up. I'm ready. The contractions aren't as bad. When can I get in the water? Baby's head's there.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
oh, so y'all didn't want to wake me up so I can get in the water. So I'm now, what's it called? They're telling me push, push, push. I've now forgotten how to push. Every time I'm pushing out, I'm sucking back in.
Oh.
And I've been doing it for 10 minutes now. And they're like, baby's heart rate is dropping. If you don't push, like the next time, we're going to have to take you to the theatre and cut you open. So this time it clicks. I've now pushed with all my might. I've pushed. And all I can say is, thank God I didn't get into that pool. That pool wouldn't have been clear anymore.
Oh no. Oh no. It happens. It happens. It definitely happens.
And then On top of that, I had a grade 2 tear. My lovely woman parts teared.
Can you describe that a little bit more for
Yeah.
those that don't know what that
So
is?
you can get grades of tears. You can get from a grade 1 to a grade 4. Grade 4 is from the top of the clit to down the anus, like the whole thing is just ripped. And grade 2 is like from the top of the clit to like the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I felt the needle going. Oh yeah, they have to sew you up, by the way, to get it closed back up. I felt the needle going, even though she numbed me, and I was like screaming while I was puffing on the gas and air. She was looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, babe, you're sewing up my delicacies. I was to scream. Oh God! And then my first, my first poo after that, it was terrifying because I didn't use the toilet for like 6 days.
Did you stay in hospital for that time, innit?
No, only for 2 days.
Oh, you're lucky because normally they don't let you leave until you go toilet.
They don't care about me then. They just say, "Oh, go watch this video about car seat safety and go."
Okay.
So when I got back to my mum's house, I had lied to my mum and my partner that what's it called? Oh yeah, I've used the toilet, and they were like, they started monitoring my toilets. They would go in there and smell, and it's like doesn't smell like toilet. And then I told them, right, on day 6, I haven't used the toilet. I'm scared. They shouted at me. They gave me that resolution and sat me in the toilet. They wouldn't let me out until I had passed.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate it now, but
I was gonna say that was quite intense.
Yeah. So I'm like clenching my hands, right?
Yeah,
I'm just thinking of the pain and the needle and oh man, you're strong. See how strong women are.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly.
Wow.
Hand claps to you because
explaining that, I'm like, oh
yeah,
my gosh.
well done.
Do you guys ever get the ring of fire?
We don't want to talk about my birth.
Let's find out about your birth.
No.
Go on, 'cause I had a C-section, so my whole experience was totally different. I never got no ring of fire, but I've heard about the ring of fire.
Yeah, I
Shells.
didn't.
About the ring of
I
fire.
didn't have a ring of fire either because I was on that operating table.
Oh my love.
Yeah, no, it was very traumatic. My birth. I try not to talk about it too much just because I don't want to deter people from having babies and giving birth. And I know a few pregnant people, so I'm just gonna. But it wasn't the best. I experienced some trauma from giving birth. I had literally everything up until C-section. I had the forceps, I had the suction, I had the everything. So yeah, it wasn't great for me at all. But yeah, you've had a child, so you're not even being put off at all.
See, because before I gave birth, I was scaring myself. I was watching One Born Every Minute, call the midwife.
I did that as well. I literally watched One Born every minute, back to back. I was literally hooked on it. Like coming towards the end of my pregnancy, I was like, "Nah, I need to know everything that could possibly happen, when it could happen, how it could happen, what it's going to look like." That still didn't help because I was never really prepared. Yeah.
And what's it called? I think I went to a session with a doula at one point.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, it was nice. She was really sweet, but I'm thinking, I scream when I'm in pain. This breathing exercise, it's nice while you're talking to me about it. I'm not going to incorporate any of this in my birth, and I didn't. I screamed. I screamed. She was teaching me breathe in like a balloon. 1, 2, 3. I just screamed and I was cussing like a sailor.
Oh goodness.
And luckily the midwives, they just didn't care because they probably heard worse whilst we was giving birth. So yeah, it was nice, but it just wasn't for me.
Okay. Oh wow. Oh my goodness, to bringing it back. Whitney, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been really lovely to hear your journey into motherhood. Could you let everyone know where to find you on social media?
You can find me on TikTok at Whitney MAS and on Instagram AISMASOK. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'll comment in the comment section.
Yeah, perfect. We'll make sure all your handles are there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're listening, please ensure that you rate us 5 stars where possible. Drop a comment, subscribe, and we are out. Bye.
Bye.